Hello guys, I'm Shree Singhi. Uh, I cracked JEE Advanced last year with an All India rank of 715. I studied at Calcutta International School for my plus two, and I was a student at Zenith Institute. Honestly, I feel like I still am. Right. Currently, I'm at IIT Roorkee pursuing data science and artificial intelligence. It's an amazing branch, by the way. And Zenith has been like an integral part of my 2 year journey. I really don't think I'd be where I am right now without them. I'd like to give a few tips, you know, if you're pursuing this exam, if you're part of this chat race. Uh, so first thing I'd say is, love what you learn. It really makes learning so much more fun and so much, what do you say, easier, right? I used to have just use mnemonics, use just, if you see something that's, slightly, beyond the syllabus, maybe you can still try it. You just do it for the fun of it. You can just solve interesting fun problems. No, not like, don't go too beyond the syllabus. You only have 24 hours in a day, right? And I'd say then, I'd also encourage group studies, right? Group studies are really useful. Don't like when you have a community, if you have like a group of your friends, people around you studying the same thing, compete not in the sense, toxic competition, but compete in the sense ki, you just you push each other upwards, right? And try to make your learning fun. And so what I used to do was, I used to have this like every day I used to have the also you should really like plan your day, either in the morning, like as soon as you wake up, like this is one thing I did, or maybe the night before, right? So what I did was, as soon as I wake up, I have like a sticky notes, right? And I'd have like little check boxes. I make little check boxes, and oh, aaj kya karna hai? I have to do this, I have to do this, teen, panch, chh cheezein. So the dopamine you get when, like, once you complete a chapter, oh, I have to solve these questions, this cards. Be specific, right? You have to solve these questions, I have to watch these lectures. The dopamine you get when you just like check it off, it's just like it's another feeling, right? And at the end of the day, if you are able to do all of them, maybe give yourself a little treat. So yeah, try to make your learning fun. And one thing I'd like to really emphasize on is that you really do not need to compare yourself with anyone else. Your main competition is yourself. Like, at the end of each day, you should be able to say that what I am today, in the sense, like, study wise, so like what I am today is better than what I was yesterday. Otherwise, it's a day wasted. And you don't have to compare yourself with anyone else. Just be like, okay, I scored maybe 200, like if you're giving mains, right? I scored like maybe 200 marks in the last time I gave a mock test. This time I scored 230. That's an improvement. That's good, right? And uh, I'll tell you my story. So starting when I joined said, I was like a terrible student. I think my rank used to go like 30s, 40s or something like that. And I never really looked at someone else, be like, oh, मुझे इससे ज़्यादा लाना है. No, I just came 30, 40. And then slowly I improved, and then I was one of the top students. And that's all it's really about. Your main competition is yourself, no one else, right? And general tips, I'd say, keep fit throughout your journey. Physical health is important. I used to play squash every day, like for an hour. People would say like, oh, bhai, 1 घंटा कैसे निकाल लेते दिन में? But it's really important. Keeps your brain and your body fit. It used to, like, be fun. And always, like, don't completely give up on your hobby. Like, I understand, ठीक है, you have to study a lot, right? But like, if you suppose you like to dance, just dance once in a while. Maybe take out half an hour, 1 hour a day. Or if you like to sing, you can do that as well. If you like to code, if you like to play some sport, it's not like just completely give up and like घिसते जा रहे हो. That's not what you have to do. You also have to, like, keep yourself, because I've seen so many people, they just like get into this so much, and in the end, by the time the exam comes, like a month before, they just be so burnt out and they'll be so depressed कि नहीं, अब तो और नहीं देना, अब नहीं होगा. So then the entire 2 years of preparation has just gone to waste, right? So have your little hobbies with you, right? Do that, right? So one thing, I just, like, persist until the end, right? And keep in touch with the teachers. They're amazing people. कोई भी doubt हो, कुछ भी, if you're feeling down, I'm pretty sure you can just ask Varun sir, right? And then one very, very, very important thing is keep giving mock tests, right? And analyzing them, right? A mock test is like almost worth nothing if you don't analyze your mistakes and figure out what you did wrong. Because then you just end up making the same mistakes, and you never know, galat kya kar rahe ho. You get to know what your weak chapters are, you can choose, then you have to, like, you can work more on them. And one thing I did was I had a silly mistakes ka notebook, right? The main thing, I think the main place where I lost marks, the main place of my negatives was I used to make tons of silly mistakes, the stupidest of the stupidest. And I started making notebook. This gave me this like helped me in a few ways. First thing was I got to know, what there were like a few repeating silly mistakes, so I could really like focus on them. Like one very common thing I remember was I used to skip a few words, like the keywords I used to skip in the questions, right? So I'd end up like misinterpreting the question and I'd get it wrong. Then another thing I did was power of 10 error, right? This used to happen especially a lot in chemistry, and I just end up messing up my entire calculation and just wasting my time. So, and another thing this did was ki you'd see that you'd like have a track. You'd see ki, oh shit, I'm making so many mistakes, and then you'd be a bit more aware while you're giving the test, and that would really help. And finally, IIT, right? So honestly, the जितना बोलूँ उतना कम है, ठीक है? Over here, there's just so much to do, right? And the reason I'm telling you is just to inspire you and just to like have this, like when you're studying, just have this goal in mind. Ki bhai, IIT जाना है, there's just so many tech clubs. There's like coding ka clubs are there. There's development. There's artificial intelligence, and then there's sports. There's dramatics. There's singing. There's literature. There's like a club for like anything you can think of, and it's just really worth it. Like honestly, there is not 1 second where I'd be bored over here. Like there's just so much to do anytime, right? And trust me, in the end, it pays off. Take a you get but like this 2 years, it's a lot of these 2 years there's a lot of compromise, right? And in the end, once you're here, or like anywhere, you'll get back everything you missed out for the past 2 years, right? You'll have opportunities, and it's just really fun. Like these 2 years, they must be so monotonous, right? The same thing every day, every day, every day. But over here, it's just something new, just something new. Everything is new every single day, and it's just really really fun. And I wish you all the best for your upcoming exams, be it mains, be it advanced, be it sat, right? Also, yeah, give as many of these exams as you can. Even though like I never really targeted bits or MIT or anything, I still gave bits and WBJEE, right? They're really good ways to test yourself and see where you stand, right? And yeah, so all the best and much adaro.